Go.
Hello,
Hello.
everybody. And
Wow.
we're back. We're back. We're going to record the secret tea party.
Secret tea party.
What do you think's going to happen in the secret tea party? Oh, wait, first. This is just going to be normally uploaded. It's not going to be in the playlists. Because, I don't know. I was messing around with stuff. But I'm going to keep the other ones the same way. So just so everybody knows, there's secrets in the first two episode playlists.
Yeah, the secret tea parties are going to be in the playlist, but this one's going to just be directly uploaded so that you can see it on our feed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really want to see Mike, there's a secret. The secret tea party is unlisted in the playlist, but then there's also like a puzzle to get to a podcast where Mike talks about who he thinks the culprit is. But I'm just gonna upload all that stuff normally now. Cause I was messing around with some stuff because I like the idea of like ARGs, I guess. And
what's ARGs?
Huh?
What's ARGs?
Alternate reality game.
Oh, okay, right. So yeah, you're trying to be like, okay, you got to figure something out in the real world, in order to get at something that we've uploaded.
Yeah, I was just doing some like tests and stuff, and I did I did the two that I wanted to, and I can't think of another puzzle, so we're just gonna go normally. But there's two puzzles that you missed out probably on.
Probably.
Okay, so what do you think is going to be in the secret tea party?
Probably Ballard talking with the girl.
Or do you think we're going to find out what her name is?
See, here's the thing. I think we already have an inclination of what her name is because she has the Umineko crest on her, and she's not dressed in servant clothes.
What do you think her name is?
Well, I don't think that her name... I think that we can tell that half of her name is Ushirmiya. But the other half is going to be something related to probably the epitaph, I'd imagine.
Well, let's click. Let's see who's right.
Yeah, Tea Party, episode 3 Tea Party, just click that again.
Episode 3, question marks.
Oh, right.
If you click Tea Party, then it's going to... Okay, I'm clicking it too.
Okay. I figured it out. I swear, I'm smart. 12 years later! Fuck, I was right!
12 years later.
What the fuck?
October 4, 1998.
Tony,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta fucking admit, I'm a fucking genius in my own right. You gotta fucking admit that.
I don't know, I guess.
Think about the transferableness of the skill. It could translate to the real world, probably. I am the creative thinking is just the thing that mediates between the real and between the subjective and the external world. That is what Ryukishi is trying to explain with his work. Because he's trying to get Ballard to accept that Beatrice exists, and Beatrice is like the subjective world. But Ballard is concerned with the objective world.
Yeah, Beatrice exists. I believed in Beatrice from the beginning.
See, and this is related to what I talked about with the epitaph, remember?
You're going to talk about the epitaph?
I can talk about it later, but right now we're doing the tea party. This is just a side tangent that I thought of.
Okay, well, start.
Okay.
You can start.
This is me? So who is this the girl speaking?
No, this is narrator.
Okay, but I'm the narrator, okay.
Yeah, you're the narrator here.
Okay, I'll just read it in my normal voice.
Yeah, just your normal voice. Just your narrator.
Okay. A monotonous electronic sound kept on repeating. The room was colored with hygienic tones, in other words, an emotionless white. It was a room at a certain university hospital. Okay. Neither her doctors nor the person herself had any doubts that this room, which had a price so high that no commoner could afford to spend a single night there, would be the last room she ever saw. Wow, she's dying. Was the person on the bed Ava? Even if someone told you that was so, she was unbelievably aged and worn out. Oh my god! The well-built man in the suit waiting in the corner near the door was having a whispered conversation through an intercom with someone outside. He was a guard protecting Ava's person. Oh, because she has all the money! After telling the person on the other end of the intercom to wait, he approached Ava's bed. Ava had been awake for a short while. However, she stared at a single point in empty space, as though her mind was not in the same place. That means that she is... I'll tell it later.
I'll do the doctor guy. Hey.
Okay. Fuck, it's Anji! Oh my god! Anji Ushirimiya!
Did you figure it out?
Yeah, now I figured it out. I had an inclination that it was her, but I wasn't certain, but now I am.
Yeah. That's why Battler couldn't recognize her, because she was only 6 years old last time that he saw her, like earlier that day or whatever.
Yep.
Or a couple days before.
Yep. Shit, I should have guessed. Fuck, whatever.
Anji has arrived in the lobby below. Should we let her pass?
For a long time, Ava didn't answer. However, bit by bit, her eyes began to regain their focus, and she gave a small nod, indicating that she didn't mind if they called Anji. Is that how you pronounce it?
Anji. I'm not entirely sure. Someone will probably tell us how it's correctly pronounced.
Ange. It had been Ava who called her, and she was right on time. By this point, Ava would refuse anyone who wanted a meeting without an appointment, because she has all the money and her time is valuable. The room was dark, even though it was still light outside, because the curtains were always closed. There was always one guard waiting in the room, and 3 more waiting in the corridor in the lobby. They were all there to protect Ava's person. Eventually, there was the sound of a knock. Also, there was a message from the intercom that the guest's body check and had been completed with no problems. The door was unlocked, then opened, and a high school-aged girl was standing there. It was... This is me?
No, this is the doctor person, or the guard. The guard I was being. Chairman, Anji has arrived.
Ava reacted and turned her face toward the guest. However, instead of reacting to the guard's call, maybe it would be better to say that she reacted to the smell of Anji's makeup. After being shut up in this room for so long, Ava was sensitive to even small changes in smell.
Oh, so her perfume, I guess, not her makeup.
That's related to the sensation type. Anyways, so you came, Anji?
We got a new tip.
Ooh, now we get to see who Anji is.
Oh yeah, there she is in that empty space between
Battler and Kumasawa and
Oh
Maria.
no, wait. No, Maria used to be there. It's just Maria is moved over now.
Yeah.
Okay, you get to read.
Oh shit, who's gonna be here? Who's gonna be under Nanjo, I wonder? If anyone. Probably
that was Beatrice, remember?
Alright, yeah, I'm retarded. Alright. Ushirimiya Anji, the daughter of Rudolph and Kyrie, Battler's younger sister from a different mother. She hasn't come into contact with Battler often, but is extremely fond and respectful of him. She was sick and absent during the family conference, so she always ends up surviving in solitude. That makes sense. A very unfortunate girl whose heart is in tatters, has a bad habit of always walking around with massive amounts of cash, throwing it out to whoever comes first. Fuck yeah, dude. That's an archetype. Ah. Alright, anyways. Shit. I forgot the voice.
Yeah, what was her voice? Wasn't it Indian voice?
I came. Ha ha ha. You did call me. On Ava's face, there was no trace of a person warmly welcoming their niece. And on Anji's face, you could see the expression of one pleased to meet with their aunt. Ava waved her arm, which had grown as thin as a withered branch, and motioned for the guard to leave. The guard bowed silently and went out into the hall. It's not only stuffy but dark too. Can I open the curtains? Is your plan for that hitman you hired to shoot me through the window? I wish I could get hired. I could get hired to assassinate you. All I'd have to do is relax at home for a month and the job would take care of itself. Their discussion was quite morbid for an aunt and niece. However, they didn't look like they were joking. At the very least, Ava believed that someone was after her life. Literally. All of the Ushiyumiya family's massive fortune had come into the possession of Ushiyumiya Ava. It was said that this fortune also included the 10 tons of hidden gold that Ushiyumiya Kinzo was rumored to have hidden. While this vast wealth lay in Ava's cunning, sly, and suspicious hands, no one was able to complain. But it was rumored that as soon as it was passed on to Anji, who was no more than a young girl, certain people were plotting to snatch it away. Yeah, makes sense. By now, Ava and Anji were Kinzo's only descendants. If Ava died, all of the wealth would go to Anji. And if Anji were then to be killed as well, that wealth would go to the family of Anji's mother, Kirie. In this sense, not only Ava, but Anji as well, were in a position where it wouldn't be odd at all for their life to be targeted by some unknown person. And Ava had hated Anji for a long time. This was because she knew that after losing her only precious son, George, the inheritor of her own wealth would be none other than the girl who had been absent at the family conference 12 years ago, and who had survived. Ava shunned Anji, disliked her, and even hated her. She isolated Anji in a special school and separated her from the youth and happiness normal people have, trying to keep her as a pet until death. However, Ava had succumbed to an incurable illness, and ironically, her remaining life was estimated to be the same as Kinzo's had been at the family conference 12 years ago. Both Ava and Anji hated each other. Even though they were each other's last blood relatives, they hated each other so much that they hoped the other would die quickly. And why did you go to all the trouble of calling for me? I don't have much time left. These quack doctors still can't detect any of the poison that's filling me up. I know. I'm sure it's some secret assassination drug used by those Soviet KGBs. Oh, I'm gonna be killed. Isn't that great? Very soon I will die, which will surely be quite a load off your back. What a pitiable person. This always happened. They immediately deviated from the main topic, distorting it into a more unsettling discussion. Ava, who was absolutely paranoid, believed that someone was always after her life. And in actual fact, after inheriting the vast wealth of the Ushiyumiya family, she had used wild methods just like Kinzo had done in the past, repeatedly making money by any means necessary and creating many enemies along the way. With a massive supply of capital, she had plotted to aggressively buy businesses that were starting to have rapid growth, making them buy it back at a high price under the guise of reconciliation. Ironically, it was the same type of action that her husband's company had been hit with 12 years ago. She had repeated this constantly for 12 years. She had also earned a lot of hatred. If her husband had heard of this from beyond the grave, he might have defended her, saying that the loneliness from losing her family fueled her actions. However, all the people who knew her now, none would defend her. For some time, Ava eloquently spoke of how her life was being targeted, listing off names of people who hated her, and sneering at the fact that she still hadn't been killed. Even though Anji heard her own name included in that list, there was no particular change in her expression, and she waited indifferently for Ava to tire herself out. You see, I really hate you. I'm honored. Same here. I built this future for George's sake. To think that it would be snatched away by you. To think that it would be stolen away by Rudolph's daughter. I can't bear it. To think that I would have my fortune stolen away without even leaving behind a child. That I cannot forgive. If only you just give all your fortune to charity. What about all those religious people you used to go so far out of your way to find? They all say the same thing. My excessive wealth has become a burden to me. And they always say something about how I need to give it up and cleanse myself. And then I thought of something. I stopped donating. For a time, Ava had searched for the founders of several strange and new religious cults, perhaps seeking peace in her heart. But they gave her heart no relief, And if anything, they ended up increasing her paranoia further. So this is what Kinzo did with magic. Anyways. If you have too much money, why don't you start buying up thoroughbreds and making some corned beef? I've thought of something even more interesting. I've worried about it a lot. I've worried over it a lot. What could I do to make things horrible for you? I thought about killing you. I also thought about erasing all of my wealth, leaving you penniless, and selling you off as a slave trader or something. Wouldn't that be wonderful? You'd have all your arms and legs chopped off and forced to take customers until you died. Jesus Christ. That would be so wonderful. Is this fun for you? Oh, yes it is. It's fun to scare you. But very soon I will die. So I thought about how I might continue to cause you pain even after my death. And then, it was surprisingly simple. I called you because I wanted to talk about it. I have midterms coming up. Keep it brief. I have decided I will have you inherit all of my fortune. Oh. Not only that, but I decided that until the very day I die, I'll expand that fortune as much as I can, inflating it to massive proportions before having you inherit all of it. Can you even imagine what that would be like? I don't get it, because it's stupid. She's giving you the same curse, you dumbass. That's right, you don't get it, do you? Look forward to it. It really is fun being rich. Every day, yokai from across Japan come to play. From now on, your entire life will be followed by talk shows and weekly magazines. The media will criticize me no matter what I do or don't do. If I donate, they'll attack me for being bourgeois. And if I hesitate, I'll be abused as a miser. Is that how you pronounce it? Probably. Oh, every day really is wonderful, you see. I decided it'd be great to... Fuck. Give me a second. My brain doesn't work. I decided it'd be great let you... Oh my... Okay, it's just spelled grammatically wrong.
It'd be great to let you have that kind of life.
It'd be great to let you... Oh, fuck, I'm retarded. It'd be great to let you have that kind of life when you're so young and have so much ahead of you. Fuck, I'm retarded. Doesn't that sound absolutely wonderful? Looks like the public's opinion of you... Oh my god, how come I can't read? Looks like the public's opinion of all you've done was spot on. Too true, yes, that's too true. Go ahead, abuse me as much as you want. Soon you'll face the same criticism. Japanese culture dictates that good people live in honorable poverty, while the wealthy should just die. No matter what you do or do not do, you will eventually be lifted up as a symbol of envy and hate across Japan. I wonder how twisted your life will become after living this way. You have no allies. No one will listen to your worries. Abusing you will become a public sport, and no one can stop that. Oh, Anji. I'm really looking forward to it. I wonder how you'll live your life, and how you'll end it. Oh, enjoy to the fullest a life of being unable to trust anyone in the world, being unable to love anyone, being unable to talk with anyone. I'll be patiently waiting for you to take that story of hardship down with you into how... Her insane laughter turned into a painful cough. Without changing her expression in the slightest, looking completely unconcerned, Angie stared only at the only survivor of Rakanjima. Perhaps because he found the violent coughing suspicious, the guard gave a short knock on the door and rushed in at the same time. Angie glanced at him, wordlessly making it clear that she didn't intend to move a step from where she was. Angie was prepared for some kind of trap to frame her in Ava's death. However, that was fortunately a needless fear. As the guard rubbed Ava's back, he poured hot water from a thermos into a mug. As he did, Ava kept coughing, apparently in pain. Angie figured that this was probably the last she'd see of the Rakajima witch's final days. Eventually, the coughing subsided, and Ava regained her normal breathing. However, the glittering madness inside her eyes hasn't subsided in the slightest. Now I will give to you that cursed mass of gold and your Ushirimiya family headship, as well as the name of the Golden Witch, Beatrice. Enjoy the insane, twisted rest of your life, fitting for the name of the witch. I don't need that. More importantly, tell me, on that day, what happened on Rockinjima? I don't believe it was an accident. Tell me the truth about what happened that day and why father and mother and Nishan died. Yes. That is the best way I have to harass you, isn't it? What happened on that day? What happened on this day in 1986? You want to know what they said before they died, right? I won't tell you. I'll leave behind the cursed gold, but you know what? I'll take the truth you seek with me to hell. That's the best way I can torment you. Oh, are you mad? If you want to hear it so much, try going to hell and asking your family there. In that case, you'd better die right now, right? If only you'd just give up and die right now. That laugh continued until she started coughing again, and that cough did not subside until she started moaning and going into convulsions. October 4th, 1986. On Rockinjima, the Ushirimiya family's customary and final family conference was held. And on the next day, October 5th, an extremely unfortunate accident occurred and the Ushirimiya family was wiped out. Fortunately, Ushirimiya Ava escaped from that and inherited almost all of the Ushirimiya family's fortune. However, due to the many turbulent rumors surrounding the Ushirimiya family, the way Ava acted afterwards, and her unnatural actions at the time of the unfortunate accident, the public was in an uproar over whether this might have been a conspiracy to get all of the inheritance for herself. Under pressure from the public, prosecutors repeatedly tried to investigate the matter, and the media began tracing the outline of a conspiracy they called the Rockinjima suspicion. I'm going to take a drink. Drinking. But in the end, they weren't even able to find proof that this unfortunate accident was a crime. However, because the media continued to give the impression that the Rockinjima suspicion was a conspiracy of Ava's, public opinion began to believe that she was the true culprit. Of course, that was also influenced by the bad impression caused by all that easily condemnable overbearing financial activity, which she had carried out using that vast wealth. Every time she did something and the rumors started spreading, the media would bring back the Rockinjima suspicion, blaming the criminal justice system by saying that she was the true culprit and that the only reason she hadn't been arrested was because even the police had been bribed. So the impression that she gave that she was a great villain grew stronger and stronger. Her heart eventually degenerated, and ironically, it began to transfigure her into the kind of human that the public expected. By now, Ava had no one she could trust, and no family. After her beloved husband passed away, the talk shows occasionally mentioned his company.
Poor
saying
Hideyoshi.
Poor Hideyoshi, dude. He's dead! He's dead! No! Hideyoshi, why? Saying that it was run recklessly, while criticizing and disgracing its former accomplishments. Even her beloved son George was dramatized as a stereotypical rich, lazy son that the public expected, and no one even wanted to know what a simple and honest character he had possessed. As to how much all of this hurt Ava and ran her to ruin, no one cared. Damn, poor Ava. She's just insane! That's all it is. The public was only interested out of curiosity about how a super rich, evil woman who killed her whole family lived her pitiful later years. So that happened more and more. And eventually, Ava's personality was transfigured until people started calling her a lunatic. Hey. It was said that this sometimes reminded her of her father, whom she had once admired in his later years, and that she laughed at herself with scorn. And on that day after the family conference, because Yoshimiya Rudolph's daughter, Anji, had been sick and stayed with her mother's family, she had not participated. At the age of 6, she had lost her family and had gained Ava as her guardian. Since Anji had become Ava's only blood relative, Ava took very good care of her, in air quotes. She had imposing guards surrounding Anji's person at all times to prevent her from coming to harm. Anji had even had my brain. Anji had even her right to play with friends, to come home from school together, and to enjoy the seasons together, stolen away, so that she can live a full and pleasant school life. Ava had sent Anji to an elegant boarding school that took care of her every need, completely isolating her from the world. That's like the story of Gautama. She didn't even know the popular songs that girl her age might hum. She was never given a chance to enjoy window shopping with her friends or stuffing her mouth with crepes, much less an encounter with a member of the opposite sex to make her heart throb and her genitals throb. Anji did not have a single friend. If anyone carelessly acted friendly with Anji, they would be scolded by the guards or else the teachers. All of them were strictly ordered not to let shabby humans approach the daughter of the esteemed Ushirimiya family. During that time, the talk shows were always mentioning Ushirimiya Ava, always spreading rumors about her countless financial misdeeds. Those who knew her daughter was naturally begun to keep their distance. Even now, she was called a witch at school, and anytime something bad happened, even if there was no proof, it would be whispered as though if were absolute truth, that she had imposed her will on the school staff. The environment makes the person. By now, she had a heart as wild as those around her feared. No one trusted her, so she never bothered to believe in anyone. No one loved her, so she never even tried to love. And when Ava caught an incurable illness on top of all this, it was whispered that this too was a conspiracy, and this time Anji was set up as the mastermind. Everyone whispered that the daughters of witches are witches too. Even the talk shows and the weekly magazines whispered that. So Anji also accepted it as though it was obviously true. Therefore, since she already believed that she was a witch, when she heard that the name of the Golden Witch was being turned over to her, she only felt like saying, "You just figured that out now?" However, she was at least sure of one thing. This title of witch that she had inherited would definitely never be inherited by anyone else. She would be the last head of the Ushirimiya family, and the last lonely Golden Witch. Wow. Okay, there's a lot to unpack in there. Oh my god, this is awesome. Anji could be seen on the roof of a skyscraper. Compared to the winds of the world that had beaten down upon her until now, the strong, cold wind was warm and pleasant. Below her lay a beautiful nighttime scene and a dazzling river of red and white lights. It was supposed to be clear out that night, so there really have been countless stars stretching over the sky. However, the light from the ground was too bright, so you couldn't see them at all. Anji couldn't help but think that what she truly sought must lie in that unseen starlight. The world of reality below her looked so far away from here. She could imagine that this place was the coolest to the world that she should really... Let me read that again. She could imagine that this place was the closest to the world she really should be in. The world of the sky, the world of the stars, etc. There was only one thing that Anji cursed. Why had she not been able to go to that family conference on that day 12 years ago? Even though if she had gone, it would probably have been possible for her to stay with her family forever. Lately, she'd been dreaming about her family over and over again. prophetic dreams. The person I was 12 years ago calls out frantically, urging them not to go to the family conference. But both Dad and Mom are too far away, and my hand won't reach them. Butler Nissan always loved me a lot, and he'd always pat my head. But even though it looks like that hand's about to touch me, even if it doesn't reach, for some reason I started having that dream over and over. Every time I had that same dream, I usually tried to stretch out my hand even more forcefully, over and over and over. Even if only Butler had lived, then perhaps we'd at least be able to support each other in my cold and lonely reality. But his hand never reaches me. Even if I climb to the roof of this tall building, I'm so far away from all of them. A mysterious girl appears in my dreams and urges me. She urges me to find the truth of what happened 12 years ago. If only I could learn everything that happened to Father and the rest of them on that day. Would they come back? At least one of them? There was no way that anyone would answer that question for her. I get it. In this world, I have no family or friends. So, let's go. Let's go home. To where my family is. Let's go home. From the start, Angie's figure had been on the outer side of the fence. The scenery below her eyes was distant, beautiful, and so fantastical that it actually didn't give rise to fear. If I look down, I'll surely be swallowed up by the world below. So I looked up, because I wanted to be taken to the world above, the world where my family was. So who cares about vast wealth? Who cares about cursed gold? Who cares about the golden witch Beatrice? What I really want, even a mountain of gold couldn't get me. What I need for that is to take a single step forward, just that little bit of courage. At that moment, I definitely heard a voice. It was a voice I knew. A voice that had called to me in my dreams for so long. Oh my god, what the fuck are you doing here? Get out of my head! Before my eyes, in other words, in mid-air above that jetpack nighttime scenery, there was the figure of the girl I'd seen in my dreams. She spoke again, with the same voice I'd heard in those dreams.
Your assistance is required.
My assistance? Who needs it?
Your family needs it. Your family has been eternally imprisoned in the span from this day 12 years ago until the following day.
If I saved them, does that mean my family will come home? When I asked the question I had most wanted to, the girl cruelly stopped talking and hung her head.
I cannot promise that. The enemy is the golden witch Beatrice, a mighty opponent. I cannot oppose her, but another golden witch might be able to manage something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The only one who can oppose the Beatrice of 1986 is the final Beatrice of 1998. In other words, you. Angie Beatrice.
That witch from 12 years ago took away my family?
That's right. She is your foe. The root cause that always leads to your future of isolation.
My family's foe?
In exchange, I will search for a fragment with the ideal world that you wish for, a world where your family comes home. I make no promises that your desire will be granted. Beatrice's game board in 1986 is quite perfect.
I had planned on bringing you
that
retarded.
ideal fragment as a present today, but I still can't find it. This is a very firm fate. I haven't seen the likes of it since the time I fought Lambda Delta.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're fucking insane.
I'm giving you a chance for revenge. In exchange, I promise to search for and bring you the happiest resolution among the possibilities you're capable of accepting.
What the fuck? Revenge?
It may be a fruitless effort. Even if you succeed in your revenge, there's no definite proof that your family will return. Even if you manage to hit a miraculous probability, you may only be able to bring one person back, if that.
It's gonna be Battler. Anji understood the meaning of that dream. The dream where it seemed that with just a little more stretching, her hand might be able to reach at least Battler. A miraculous probability means it's still higher than 0, right? Is it 1%?
Trying to read any probabilities before the result is useless.
Yes.
So, I cannot tell you that number.
But it will definitely be slightly more likely than if I do nothing.
Yes, as long as you do not throw that desire of yours away, but be prepared. It is extremely close to 0.
Okay. I'll take you up on that offer.
Are you sure? You probably won't be able to return here again.
This isn't the world I'm supposed to be in. I'll find the world I am supposed to be in myself. Tell me your name.
The Witch of Miracles, Berncastel. And by that name, I acknowledge you as the Golden Witch, Anji Beatrice. As of now, you are a true witch.
The instant she proclaimed that I was a witch, I felt dizzy, as though something inside me has changed drastically. Whoa, I'm becoming a witch. Whoa, whoa. At that time, I heard a clunk. It was the sound of the door that opened to the staircase to the roof. It was Aunt Ava's guards. They're only guards in name. Aren't they the cage that wraps the tightest around me, shutting me in? They saw that I was already on the other side of the fence and dashed forward, horrified.
Twitty, we found a target. Requesting backup on the raid.
Haji-san, we were looking for you. It's dangerous there, so quickly come this way. What's that?
My fan club. I'm pretty popular. Ha 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 ha.
No point in getting caught. Let's go.
Looking annoyed, Berncastle turned on her heels in the jet black sky, watching that perfectly casual gesture. Fuck. Watching that perfectly casual gesture, I followed her as though it was completely normal.
Anji-san, wait, don't be hasty, look out!
Oh my god, she's gonna fucking kill herself! Ah, it's useless? It's all useless. Well then, see you again next time. Please send a limo to get me, cause everyone else will be there too. See you.
Anji-san!
Fuck. See, this is the weirdest thing. It's that Jung actually wrote a lot about it in his later life, in his later years. He wrote a lot about death.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote a lot about death, and he had this inclination that in death, you kind of live on in a certain aspect, and the process of dying allows you to kind of, like, people say that your life flashes before your eyes. When you think of the world of death as being kind of like the realm of witches. Think of it kind of like that, and you're trying to figure something out. That's what Berncastle's doing. She's basically playing a game with, Beatrice, and Berncastle is essentially what is it called? Is essentially like the good witch, quote unquote, and Beatrice is kind of like the evil.
We got
witch.
an achievement.
The last Ushirimiya. Dude, she's probably gonna have a baby.
Okay.
She's gonna have a baby.
Anji is gonna have a baby?
I think so.
But she just killed herself.
Shit. Right, so now she's dead.
Okay, let's go to the tips.
Oh my
I have
god.
3 tips.
I'm not there yet. Ah, wait, I can be there. There we go. Tips. Episode 3 tips.
Okay.
Whoa.
So first, let's go to, where are they? The Chester sisters. Or execute. Or wait.
Alright, before we do this, let me go to the bathroom.
Or maybe it's not here. Oh, no, it's not here yet. Okay, yeah, you go to the bathroom. I'll keep talking.
Okay.
We can't do that yet.
Oh,
That's
fuck
in
my
episode
spine.
4. That's in episode 4. So let's just go to the tips. So, he thinks that this is all about Carl Jung. But it's probably because he's been reading Carl Jung. What do you guys think? Do you think this is based on Carl Jung's theories and stuff? Posted in the comments below, and Mike might read them. I'm not sure if he will, though. I don't think he reads the comments, because I always have to show him the comments. Oh, are you back? Oh, I thought I heard something. Oh, he is back. I hear him. Unless it's Ty.
See this? Yeah. See, this is why I want a standing desk, because my fucking spine hurts, like the base of my tailbone.
Oh.
Ow! All right.
I can't stand in one place for too long, or else I'll pass out.
That's probably not good.
Yeah.
I like walking around too.
Mm-hmm.
Helps me
Okay,
think.
I'll read the Chester sisters, and then you read the Chester golden bows, and then you read, and then I'll
Wait,
read
where's the golden bows?
What?
Where's the golden bows? Is it
That the Chester sisters used.
in their description?
What? Go to the tips. Okay, I'll read the Chester Sisters Imperial Guard Corps. An Imperial Guard Corps formed by the Dragon King Pendragon in memory of the flight of the Red Dragon and composed only of sisters. They are technically subordinates of the Dragon King, but because of a long relationship with successive generations of Beatrices, it was permitted that 2 Imperial Guard soldiers be lent out. The sisters are simulated life forms created by magic. For that reason, further sisters with a great variety of personalities are continually being created even now. A great cost must be paid to manifest them in the human world, so summoning them can be quite a tricky prospect, even considering the tremendous fighting power they offer. For that reason, they are often summoned as honor guards to serve during special ceremonies and the like.
And so that's what Ava does with her guards. In the real world. Alright, so the Chester Golden Bows. One of the articles of sniping equipment used by the Chester Sisters Imperial Guard Corps.
Sniping, not snipping.
Right, whoops, my bad. Sniping. The arrow's trajectory can be controlled at will, but it takes special talent and special training to wield its true potential. For that reason, merely being able to equip it is an honor reserved for high-class snipers. It's a masterpiece anti-armor sniping bow, capable of penetrating a wide variety of armors and barriers, and with a rich array of ammo that may be used as the arrow's warhead. As a side note, the ammo primarily used during the store were wire-guided, winged pierced rounds. Oh. The fact that they are wire-guided makes them heavily resistant to deception and capable of long-distance precision sniping amidst complicated interior terrain.
Okay. Regarding the succession of witches. In the noble families of witches, family secrets are often inherited by a single child to prevent a propagation of hidden arts and a subsequent decline in their quality. This rule applies for the endless witches, so their most secret arts are passed down to a single pupil, and once one has passed down these arts to another, they retire to further stem their propagation. Custom dictates that a witch from another sect make a recommendation before succession may occur. Lambda Delta recommended Ava. Berncastel recommended Angie. It is unknown who recommended Beato. Oh, I thought Lambda Delta did.
Yeah, I thought Lambda Delta did that.
Oh, well.
Well, I think it was probably the person.
Oh, no,
that.
someone recommended Beato to Lambda Delta.
Right, that was the blue hair girl.
Yeah.
Probably.
Furthermore, during the story, Beatrice inherited that name along with a position, but that is a very recent innovation. The predecessor was the original Beatrice, and all Endless Witches before her had different names. After that, it became customary for the name to be inherited as well, and Ava followed that tradition when giving Angie the name of Beatrice.
Yeah, so right now, I pretty much know that we have all the pieces. They're just in kind of like idea, they're just in abstract form, and you have to apply that to the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't know, because they made it so that, like, you know, like, fishing line can't go in, but then there's, like, a targeting system. There's, like, snipers. There's no more than 18 people on the island, but what if it's, like a sniper not on the island?
Oh, so someone's sniping from far away on a boat or something in the middle of a typhoon? In the middle of a typhoon with the rain and the wind?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yep. Right. Forgot about that fact. That's an important detail.
Yep.
Okay, I like how I get this feedback immediately, because I forget things that is pretty fucking obvious to other people. And so with your feedback, I can 100% do this. I just need to put all the pieces together.
Okay, so that's the end of this episode. Next weekend, we're just going to record a podcast about it. We're not going to record any new episodes. Next week, it's just the podcast.
Yep, I think that Blue Collar would really like to hear this. Especially because I think that this puts it in a way that he can understand. Especially the ideas of Jung, because I'll do that as well.
Okay.
Sounds good, dude.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. I hope you had fun watching. See ya. See you for now.